Hey guys, thanks for tuning into this video. I haven't made one in a couple months and I wanted to touch on this Budweiser controversy. And before I get into this, I wanted to just go ahead and say I don't condemn transgender people or that lifestyle or anything to do with that community. Whatever makes people happy as long as they're not hurting anyone else is fine with me. On the other hand, though, I don't really agree with the level that Budweiser is going to promote this lifestyle. For example, if you have seen any of Dylan Mulvaney's videos, he's not really doing anything to promote womanhood or talk about womanhood. He's actually role playing like he is a little girl. He actually calls it girlhood, if I'm not mistaken. And to me, it reminds me of watching someone with mental illness. It's very disturbing to watch. And Kid Rock has been very outspoken about this. He's been kind of on the political scene the last few years. He took a few cases of this beer out and shot it with his gun. And I wanted to play a clip of this just to kind of garner reactions and see what you guys think.
Grandpa's feeling a little frisky today. Let me say something to all you and be as clear and concise as possible.
So there you go. We know how he feels about that. He also gave a big FU to Budweiser and Bud Light. Me personally, I don't even see why he would spend his money on those cases of beer because it tastes like canned piss. I don't know why anybody would buy it unless you're just trying to look like you're drinking beer. But honestly, I drink to get messed up, right? To feel a buzz. So I drink higher ABV beverages. Bud Light to me is just watered down beer. So that'd be my advice. Just don't buy it in the first place, even if you want to do something like that. So I think this is all odd considering that this is coming around the same time as this massacre that happened at the Christian school in Tennessee. And I don't think it's a coincidence that when you look into the CEO of Budweiser, he's actually a former CIA operations officer. Now, this is not to say that Budweiser is being run by the CIA. I've seen some claims where people are saying conspiracy theorists think that Budweiser is run by the CIA. That's not what I'm claiming. I'm saying if you wanted to ask what are the odds that there would be a mass incident like what happened at Tennessee from a terrorist during a time when the Bud Light CEO is actually a former CIA operations officer who specialized in capturing people exactly like that, I'd say those odds are kind of astronomical. And this is really interesting because if you get into the history of the CIA, they were founded by 33rd degree Freemason Harry Truman. Okay. So they do have a connection to secret societies. So you might be asking, well, what would secret societies have to do with this transgender movement? What's the big deal? What's the connection there? So if you actually study the history of the Freemasons, they are the ideological descendants of the Knights Templar. If you look at the top of this structure here, this is actually a well-known diagram that depicts the orders within Freemasonry and the degrees. If you look at the very top, it actually depicts the 33rd degree Freemason next to the Order of the Knights Templar. Because the Knights Templar were once an order of the Catholic Church, a military order. They were some of the first international bankers. And at one point, the King of France owed them a lot of money. He got the Pope to condemn them to death. And they actually burned alive the leader named Jacques de Molay of the Knights Templar. So they had to go underground. And out of that organization, the Freemasons were born, pushing all the things that they've been doing to this day. Our country was founded by Freemasons. If you look at a lot of revolutions around the world, they were seeded by Freemasons. Now, the reason this is important is that the Freemasons, again, are the descendants of the Knights Templar. And if you look at some of the accusations surrounding the Templars, they were known for doing homosexual things, and they were also accused of worshiping a Baphomet symbol. Now, to them, this is a representation of balance. It has the up and down, the male and female. Notice the breast and the penis. It's half male, it's half man, half animal. It's got night and day. So to them, it was kind of a symbol of balance, something like the yin yang. But we all know that to this day, it's been associated with satanic rituals, demonic things. Definitely a connection to disrupting the family, definitely a connection to blaming incidents on Christians. If you look at the mass event in Tennessee. The media is not really out here condemning the terrorists very much. They're actually saying things about Christians and doing things to make us have problems with Christianity more than anything else. So that's my opinion. I don't think any of this is a coincidence. If I look at the ideas behind everything going on right now and where these secret societies are influencing events that are happening, I mean, it's kind of clear that there's a connection here. So let me know what you guys think. Does this seem like a stretch? Do you see anything odd about this? What's your take on Budweiser, Dylan Mulvaney, Kid Rock, any of these things? I really appreciate your time. I hope you learned something. God bless.